All right, all right, all right. Okay, a short stream tonight, just to quickly do some housekeeping, as they say. So, you may have noticed the title of this stream and the category it's streamed under. We're doing a Squadron 42 stream as best we can. I haven't really... This is bait. This is very much bait. You just got debated. Congratulations. This is not, in fact, a Squadron 42 live stream. Because Squadron 42 is not out. Of course. But before we started today, I just quickly wanted to cover a couple of things about this so-called trailer. Let's pause it there. Let's kill that. All right, let's see if we can... It's 10 to 10 by my clock. Movie night doesn't start until like midnight, so I think I can stream for an hour and still be safe. I'm still okay, I think. All right, so where's my... Because like movie night starts at midnight for me, but it finishes at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm gonna be in bed by 12. That's my prediction. Movie night would start in 20 minutes. Zardo speaks to you, his choice was retarded. Did I get my Nightbot to trigger that every time movie night was mentioned? Seems like if I did that, then I'm a fucking genius. All right. Where is... All right, pop out video. Okay, so hopefully this will work. If I pop this out, is that going to work? Oh. Look at that. It worked. But yeah, it's not perfect though, is it? What I want it to be over my fail counter. Is that what I want? All right, this is going to be too loud. Anyway, I don't want to like dwell on this because there's been far too many reactions. The reactions have got to stop. That's my philosophy. But there were a couple of things I did want to just quickly cover. Before we get into it. First of all, this all looks fine. Who cares? Ships flying through clouds. Who cares? I guess the reason why I'm even doing this stream is that I kind of just want to make the point that I'm an MMO guy, right? I am the multiplayer guy. I just care about Star Citizen. I don't give a fuck about Squadron 42, and I don't give a fuck about single player games. However, I liked this trailer, and this trailer was much better than I expected. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, this is okay. They're all flying through space or whatever. This is going to be chill as. Like, I think, you know, of course, music is good or whatever. Visuals are good. All of this kind of ship stuff is fine or whatever. Like, this is the stuff that Star Citizen does very well. What Star Citizen doesn't do very well, like here we've got like the big reveal of like the what do you call it, this fleet, whatever, all these Idrises and Bengals and Hammerheads, and we're supposed to pour over this kind of stuff. But what I want to get to, well, first, before I get to the thing that I want to get to, I want to get to something else. I want to get to this section here, because obviously this is your character, right? So they showed the character creation stuff, and so you can customize your character, right? Makes sense. The sappy music.
I know I just wrote you, but a couple of hours ago, proximity sensors on the other side
of the jump got twigged.
What is that? Like, you can choose your own voice? How does that work? Like, how does that work, and how many voices are there?
Word is it might be that clan we've been battling with. I guess that last fight didn't scare them off
quite like we all hoped it would.
You know what I mean? Like, is that a slider? Am I just like, did they get one actor to record all the lines, and then you can just like muck around with the sliders and you get some dude's voice and some girl's voice? Like, I don't think so, right?
Honestly, we've been out here so long, I don't know what to
pull for anymore. I just wanted to let you know.
Did they get like multiple actors to just record all of the possible lines you might say in a computer game? How many times? Like 4 times, 5 times? I think there's like, how many voices are there in this trailer? There's one, of course. I hate this music.
I know I just wrote you, but a couple of hours ago, proximity sensors on the other side of the
jump got twigged. Word is it might be that clan we've been battling with. I guess that last fight didn't scare them off
quite like we all hoped it would.
3.
Honestly, we've been out here so long, I don't know what to
pull for anymore.
4.
I just wanted to let you know.
I'll write as soon as I can.
5.
Stay safe.
Or was that the same one as the first one? Is there actually 4 or 5? But 4 or 5. Can you imagine like 4 or 5 people? Yeah, well, that's possible, I suppose, but that's pretty crazy. Also, loan opportunities. Can we get loans in Squadron 42? I don't know. Because your character probably only talks during the cutscenes. Yeah, but like there's a lot of cutscenes. Like your character is interacting with other characters, and you have like lines that you're supposed to say, right? And you have multiple options. You can say one thing or you can say another thing depending on the situation. So you have a lot of different kinds of lines. So what did they do? Did they get 4 or 5 people to record all of those lines? I mean, that's possible, but that's a lot of work. The next point here is the hero stuff. So we've got our character here. That makes sense. Our character looks a bit weird. But the hero characters looked a little bit more dialed in, right? Except,
sir,
I would say for the lips,
same thing when I was first coming up.
Right? I think the mocap great, the eyes great. I think that the texture very, very high quality. The lips seem a little bit weird, and I'm wondering if there's ray tracing or global illumination going on here. I'm not exactly sure if it is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets revamped, to be honest, because I think that, let's say for example, let's get rid of this and let's go to Alan Wake 2, ray reconstruction. So this is basically what we're comparing it to, right? Is this old? Full ray tracing, whatever. Like, ray tracing is ray reconstruction, okay. Yeah, look at this detail here. Yeah, there's frame gen, but like, I don't know, that doesn't look that good, but is there another? That was 2 days ago. Yeah, like, I think that Alan Wake will be the next big thing to compare it to, right? And this is going to be the same video, isn't it? Like, without ray reconstruction, of course we want global illumination, we want ray reconstruction. But I don't think this trailer has that. Like, look at this scene here. This is very subtle, I think. It's not a good example of like close up face. But look at that. Look at those reflections. Like, if Squadron 42 really wants to be a next generation game, fuck Starfield. Forget about Starfield. Starfield is a joke. You're comparing. You gotta come up against Cyberpunk and games like this. Games like Alan Wake 2. Like, this is the next gen. Like, that's great. I don't know why there's no. What about Digital Foundry? They look at the PlayStation. Forget about the PlayStation. Yeah, look at that. Look at that kind of detail. It's kind of crazy. And this is Cyberpunk, of course. But look at that kind of like. Come on, man. Like, look at these faces. Some of this is full motion video, by the way. So don't get tricked there. First of all, they only recorded the voice twice, once for male, once for female. The optics in the mic you can choose in the character creation. Ah, that's cool. The MC that's shown in the demo is modeled as the young Chris Roberts. Okay. But like, I'm more worried about like this might be full motion video. Like that face there might be full motion video. This all might be full. Like, I think Alan Wake 2 actually has full motion video in parts, but it does have some really great. That's CG, and that's what you're competing with. You're not competing with Starfield. This is full motion video. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I used to do the same thing when I was first coming up.
I think the lips are wrong, and the lighting needs to be better.
I could to watch the launches.
But it's 95% of the way there, I think.
Have you seen the F8s up close?
No, sir.
The thing's a beast.
Like, this is exposition. This writing is exposition, right? They need to shoehorn certain kinds of exposition into the dialogue for the player, and it just comes across as a bit awkward. So this scene is about this character building, right?
Post up to the flight deck whenever I could to watch the launches.
That's background for a character.
Have you seen the F8s up close?
And this is kind of exposition, right?
The thing's a beast. Nimble too.
Nimble.
Maneuvering thrusters and 3 mains.
Maneuvering of
Sure
thrusters.
sounds like it. Sir.
So, and look at the difference between this is the hero character and the player character. I think the player character is not quite there yet. I think the character creation tool is amazing, but I think this still seems a little bit goofy. She looks amazing. But I think, yeah, the writing needs a little bit of work. I think the lighting needs a little bit of work, and I don't know, man, the lips. There's something weird about the lips. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this. That they go. This is Earth. Of course, everyone keeps on pointing out that this is framey, but that doesn't matter. I think this looks basically okay. I think that this thing in the center looks way too confusing. A lot of people are worried that this doesn't scale. That the Star Citizen UI doesn't scale. And people have said that for a while. Because this is kind of confusing, right? There's a lot of junk in this UI. And this kind of zoom in function looks amazing to me. This looks really, really great. Like, so often it feels like, because you're fighting at distances, you're fighting against a black background, dark figures on a black background. The red icon that you're selecting seems to be bigger than the thing that you're shooting. So it often feels like you're fighting red icons. Like 9 times out of 10, you're fighting red icons. And this zoom in function, it really makes you feel like you're fighting an actual ship. You can actually see the ship and you can target parts of the ship. The problem is, this person doesn't seem to be landing many shots. They got a few shots there, 1 shot there, a couple shots there. Did that just fly into that thing, or did they blow it up? Like, how many shots are they landing? Is this very difficult to use? Miss, got, miss, miss. Maybe it's difficult to use. I'm not sure. So I'm not quite sold on that, but I'm definitely sold on this.
Focus on individual areas to deliver the best experience.
The best thing about this whole presentation was the environments. These environments, that was the thing that sold me on this whole game. I'm still not sure if this has global illumination. Definitely doesn't have ray reconstruction, but it looks amazing. This looks amazing to me. I love this.
Get out of sight. The cutlass is gonna spot you.
And you can do so much more detailed environments in a single player game than you can in the MMO, right? It's so much more detailed and more interesting than what's in the current game. This I don't have much to say about. This looks cool, a little bit confusing, but it looks really, really good. All of the environmental art, I think, was just perfect. This is great. I'm not sure about this. Like, I've been asking forever for this kind of radial interaction thing. Like, for me, this is perfect, right? I wanted something that was radial and I wanted something that was customizable. And they delivered. It was like perfect. Everything I wanted, except this animation. Why is that animation so long? I don't know. I don't like the animation. Yeah, I'm not sure how that freedom aspect fits in either. I know that the original Wing Commanders, it was kind of like a proto sandbox thing. So you would go out on patrols and maybe something would happen and maybe something wouldn't. And I think, from what I understand, Squadron 42 is going to be sandboxy. In the sense you're going to have a lot of freedom, of course. You know, it's built on the same engine that Star Citizen is built on. So it's like you have a lot of freedom. So I think the idea is that you can tackle different missions differently. But that is the right question to ask. I don't understand either how this freedom aspect fits into a single player game at all. It's not a sandbox, right? But it's sandboxy. That's how I've heard it. Like, each mission is kind of like you have a bit of freedom. You can approach it however you want. If you want to go guns in blazing, or you can be stealthy. I mean, the engine gives you a lot of freedom. We know that. But how does that fit into a single player game? I don't really know. Look at this. So this is fantastic, right? I love the beam. I don't care. People complain about beams in Star Citizen. I don't give a shit. I love this. What I don't like, that rotation. That's the thing that kills me. It's like, you pick it up, you get it into the right spot, and then you have to rotate it to get it before you get the green icon. Come on, man. That is so comic-eye. Squadron 42 is linear. You start a mission, and during the mission, you may get a side mission. Yeah. So you have your mission, and you have your side missions. So it's linear-ish, right? It's not like A to B to C kind of game. It's a little bit in between. It's not a sandbox. It's definitely not a sandbox. But yeah, I don't understand quite how it's going to work. All this looks great. I love all this. I don't like the glitchy UI here. I don't quite like that, but the graphics here just are really stellar. You know, simple puzzles. This kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild. No one really mentioned this, but this is very Zelda. And that thing in the background is very Blade Runner. But I really love these environments. After the mission, you go back to your character. Yeah, carry. Yeah, that was the same in Wing Commander. But Wing Commander had, you know, Wing Commander is, especially Wing Commander 4, is a little bit, you know, it's more than just going from A to B to C. Very Half-Life 2, yeah. So here they've picked up like a, what is it? Assist Starfarer. This is the mission. So this could be, you could be just like on patrol, and then all of a sudden this would pop up. And you could take that mission or you don't take that mission. As far as I understand, you don't have to take these kind of missions. But it might affect the story later on. Maybe. I don't really know. But you kind of get the gist, maybe, by looking at this. This is more zoom in stuff. He gets a few shots in here, but he misses a few. I don't know, maybe it's just something you need to get used to, but he seems to land more shots from far away. I really like this zoom in view. Yeah, and this is the next thing I wanted to talk about. It was like, looting in Star Citizen is such a goddamn pain in the ass at the moment, and what I wanted to see was better interactions, which we had with that radial wheel, and quicker looting. And looting has to be balanced, right? It can't be like Doom. You know, when you kill somebody in Doom, they drop their shotgun and you just run over their shotgun and you get the ammo, right? That's like instantaneous looting. You want some sort of penalty for looting. You have to take time, and your sort of, this screen here shows it. Your awareness bubble has reduced, right? So that's the punishment for looting. But there is no move all here. So we're looting one by one. I think I basically understand this UI. It's not too complicated, but I would actually have to use this to see what I actually think about this, because I'm not 100% sold on this UI, to be honest. But I think this stuff I am sold on. Did I see the 40-minute long Squadron 42 demo 6 years ago? Look it up and see a good feel of what a mission will be. Yeah, I have seen that demo. Yeah, I've seen some of the older demos, especially the comparisons between this one and the other one. This stuff I love, like, you know, this makes the combat so much more visceral. Things breaking apart and flowing around.
Alongside our improved AI that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits.
And I love, like, the scanning. Like, this is perfect. Some people have pointed out the bad guy on the Cutlass ramp. Some people think that this bad guy on the Cutlass ramp is bugged out. But I'm not sure about that. He might be just too far away to engage in battle. I think that this, some other people have said that this looks a bit bullet spongy. I love the sliding. That's fantastic. Time to kill is important. And if it's too bullet spongy, then that's kind of boring. Right? This is great. Like, scanning and throwing a grenade. I love that. So compared to the other Squadron 42 demo from 6 years ago, this kind of FPS just looks so much more visceral, so much more action-packed, to be honest. Cutting looks good. Space Tomato sort of thought that maybe mag boots were being used here, but I don't know about that. This is the next EVA 2.0, so all that's fine. Interactions fine. This quantum boost animation just looks fantastic. Like, this really looks just incredible. But this is going back to the environments. The environments are the things that's, for me, that really sold this demo. I still think it needs a lot of work. Like is global illumination, is ray reconstruction being used here? Is global illumination being used here? Like, I think they're trying to show off the light here, but I don't know. This looks like what I might see in game already. New enemies, modified cutlass. And here, like, this screenshot, actually, this pause is a great example. This looks fantastic, I think. Yeah, the planet looks cool. Yeah, the planet looks really cool. But like, that's another environment. It's the environment artwork that looks fantastic, I think. Doing faces is really tough. I really think the mocapping is really good. Texture's good. Eyes are good. But check out this scene. I think...
So in 40 years from now, when you're surrounded by everything and everyone you hold dear,
I think it's the lips
they ask, what
that are
did you
off.
do in the Battle of Vega? You can look them in the eye and say, I held the line. Men and women of the Second Fleet, I am proud to stand with you today.
If I pause this, that looks great. That looks fine, I think. But the way his lips move just looks a bit strange to me.
Good luck. Push your button.
Mark Strong looks great. And the Onion Knight looks great too. I really like this this kind of this kind of shot, because it doesn't look very computer gamey to me. There's a few moments in this trailer that it kind of looks a bit painterly. It's all kind of soft and colorful. I can't explain it very well, but there are moments in this trailer that seem kind of less computer gamey and more painterly, and this is one of those moments where I think it's very beautiful. For some reason, I think Mark Strong's character comes off better though. But anyway, I don't want to focus on that. Yeah, Mark Hamill. The improvements are good. Like, that's great. That's pretty good, right? I mean, this is just graphics, right? Who gives a shit about graphics? But just recently, I have given a shit about graphics because of this new NVIDIA stuff. All of this looks good. He looks great. But ray reconstruction, man, I just love it. I think it really is a game changer. I think that really is next gen tech. This looks so good. Like they're using the sweat and tears tech they were talking about, and they put it in the trailer to show you how it works. So they blow a bunch of smoke up your ass about, oh, we got this tech, we got that tech, we got this tech, and then they show it how it works and the difference it makes. But this is another hero character, right? And this is our character. She looks completely believable, but this guy looks like his head's made of plastic or something. And this is all fine. I'm sure that there's no global illumination here. Maybe I'm wrong. But it doesn't seem as convincing as other environments that I've seen before. All fine, whatever. This looks great, weirdly. This scene here kind of reminds me a little bit of Starfield, but without the crappy brown filter over it. It just looks nice and clean. It's a fairly normal shot, but I think this is really solid. That's fun, getting shot out of the carrier. I think they sell the visceral nature of it when it happens. Any minute now. Like if this is how you start your mission each time, that's fine by me. This is pretty cool. I kind of feel like, yeah, graphics are one thing, but like Star Citizen's FPS, like their space combat is like the best I've ever experienced. No, all of these lines suck. So like before, I picked on the exposition of Gillian Anderson, but listen to this guy.
Are in that world with you.
I would have never thought a shotgun could be so pretty. Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell. Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, it has a higher rate of fire than most.
See? He's giving exposition about the gun.
Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, it has a higher rate of fire than most guns of its type.
Who talks like that? No one talks like this. And there's a couple of examples of this, like people just giving exposition. So, you know, of course it's a game and you have to have information. And so I just feel like most of the dialogue is terrible. Where was the comic relief stuff? Like, I don't think there was a comic relief, but like...
Wrong guy.
Well, this is ridiculous.
How so?
We are now able to adjust our shot composition to fleet now.
It'd be nice to know
Out of.
what storm we're flying into.
More like a hailstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of.
Shut up.
Like this guy? Maybe? Is who you were thinking of? Like this guy is obviously a criminal. He's calling him Blue because he's a Navy guy. So obviously he's restrained, so he's in cuffs.
Into.
More like a hailstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of.
Shut up.
Now, I hadn't seen another ship that wasn't trying to kill me in days, let alone a hauler, let alone a job.
I don't think any of these lines are good, to be honest.
Surprise.
Detailed lighting passes can be done on hero sequences so we can show our cast and convey their emotions in the best.
Yeah, he's just bad. He's just like he's not making a joke. He's more like yeah, you know, that kind of character. You know, he's just like, fuck you, cops. Which is not that. Like here, taunting. Yeah, he's just taunting. So here, apparently you're supposed to be like a... Let's get rid of this. You're supposed to be like a counselor to some people. So this is why having multiple voices is so crazy, because Like she's pouring her heart out, and you're supposed to have the right responses to help counsel her. So you can have multiple different dialogue trees, and if they have different voices, then they, I think ich bin menschlich, ich bin Lenschmick said that they just recorded a male and a female voice and then just altered the which makes sense. That makes sense, rather than having 5 or 6 people record all of these lines, because that would be insane. I think all of these scenes seem a little bit flat. I think these are like perfect, but I think you'd want to see. This is where you want to see global illumination and ray reconstruction in scenes like this. Just the lighting needs to be tweaked, and the frames, of course. Anyway, whatever. I don't want to spend all day doing this. Puzzles. This is boring. I don't like quick time events. There's a lot of quick time events that they showed off. Here there's a glitch between the standing animation and the death animation. You watch this guy. See how he glitches when he transitions from a standing animation to a death animation. This guy on the right. So, still some work to be done. Guns can jam. So that's a thing. Guns can jam. I mean, in the at CitizenCon, they talked about guns getting dirty, guns aging, guns being damaged, needing to be repaired. In Squadron 42, it looks like they can jam. I don't know how I feel about that. This feels like something that could be annoying. I don't think so too, because like it has press R to fix, right? Because you already have reloading, right? And I understand in Star Citizen, the space sim multiplayer experience, okay, things over time deteriorate. You might loot stuff and some of it's in better condition than the others, so it's worth more or worth less. You can fix it, whatever. I get that, but in this single player game, I'm not sure about this, to be honest. This guy's dead, by the way. I don't know if you notice on his health, but his health's in bottom left here, and he's dead a long time ago. I think it's a terrible idea too. I see how it works, see how it plays out. I don't like QuickTime animations as well, so that's another one. But here, this is one of the moments that blew me away. Like, I love the environments in this trailer. I don't know where they are, like in a fucking sewer or some shit. I love this scene.
Focus on the quality experience. We've been working closely with our art teams, and it's been exciting to see their environments.
I don't know why. I just really love this. I thought this was the best part when they're talking about environments.
We've been populating the locations. Polish phase for my teams means making huge advances in the quality of Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman.
They look fine. Yep.
Diverse locations.
Like, this looks great.
Squadron 42.
This looks fantastic.
A variety of diverse locations of varying scales and styles. We shared glimpses of several environments before, and there's still plenty.
And this looks great. I love this. This is fantastic.
One of the main challenges the art teams had to face during
this is great. I love this, but I don't like the lightning.
Visuals are complementary to the narrative of the script. The mood
and this is fantastic. I love this so much. This is so cool.
We hit the visual quality that CIG has become known for.
And this is okay.
Heavily inspired.
This scene needs fucking global illumination and ray reconstruction. This looks incredible. I love this. Like this is like 2001 meets Event Horizon.
To feel like it has a soul, its own personality. We want it by the classics of 70s and 80s sci-fi, but with a modern twist.
He said 70s sci-fi specifically as well.
It has a soul, its own personality, and tells of a history long before you arrived.
And all this stuff is okay too. I'm not convinced on the lighting. I think the lighting needs work.
Crafting interesting flight spaces and their connecting tissue has been one of the more unique challenges we've needed to overcome for Squadron. Developing our VDB tech to blend seamlessly between tighter traversal spaces and into wider space vistas.
Yeah, I don't have any
has proved incredibly
comments to make about this.
rewarding.
This is all great. And that is just incredible. But yeah, people are hard to do, man. People are hard to do. Yeah. I love this scene. This is really creepy. But again, this is environmental art.
We'll be introducing new space stations.
This is too flat.
Their age and
The lighting here is not great, but like the lighting
style with each station as you progress through.
What? How are Theras? How are Thero hands? How are their hands?
There's a progression in art.
How are their hands? How are their hands? You mean in this section back here? Like, how do they exist, or how are they?
We'll be introducing new space stations on a massive scale.
Never mind.
All brought together.
Yeah, anyway, I think this is flat. I think the lighting passes. There needs to be a lighting pass here. This is all not good, but this looks great. I think this bloom here that we see is already in the game. I think this is based on what we already see in the game. So I think this is the old lighting model. Because you see when he turns left here, we have the big Benny's sign here, and then look at this shadow here. The orange of this giant thing, this holographic image, this giant orange holographic image is not showing up in this black space here, right? This is my DF hat. That should be bouncing. I'm sure global illumination is not being applied to this. These scenes. They still look good. The game at the moment looks good, but I think it could look better. But I have very small criticisms, like fix the lips, global illumination, ray reconstruction, super resolution to fix the frames, then ship it. It's basically 99% done. I like it. Good job, CIG. And I like this part too. They don't show fighting the Vandal. They've been hiding that the whole time. They've been really hiding anything to do with the Vandal. all alien races altogether, because, you know, we're all just fighting pirates, killing people, sticking around in Stanton. Never seen aliens in game. Do you know that Andy Sidakis did the voice and mocap for the Vandal? It's a star-studded cast, mate. Star-studded. It's a star-studded cast. So what's the next thing to look forward to and when? Well, the next thing to look forward to is, what's that guy's name? The Digital Foundry guy? The one with the hair? His video on Alan Wake 2. That's the next thing to look forward to. And he's working on it. He tweeted about it. So hopefully within the week, the next couple of days, that's going to be pretty exciting. In terms of Star Citizen, Pyro is going into restarted. Okay. Restarted. Okay. Pyro is going into the preview server. So we've got Evocardi, we've got PTU, but now we've got this new type of alpha nonsense called the preview server. And on the 31st of October, the end of this month, Pyro will be entering the preview server for testing. One of the other things they want to put into the preview server is the separation of the replication layer. The separation of the replication layer is a bit technical, but it's basically the next step to server meshing. Server meshing is the most impressive thing that happened at SitCon. All of this other stuff, everyone's reacting to all of these visually pretty things, the Star Engine, the Squadron 42 trailer. The most amazing thing that happened at SitCon this year was the live demo of server meshing. So yeah, I don't know. If they separate the replication layer from the server, can they put in Pyro? Because they've already put in the jump points. You can see Stanton, there's Magnus jump point here. It's the Pyro jump point here. And there is another jump point. The Terra jump point is here. So these are the jump points to the next solar systems, right? They're already in game. You can go there and check them out if you want. So the question is, to activate the Pyro jump point, do you need server meshing? Some people say no. However, server meshing was previewed. A live demo was previewed at CitizenCon. So how far away is a working server mesh anyway? If they're going to separate the replication layer at the end of this year, then next year? See, this is why you need a server mesh. For stuff like that. If you get the servers running well, you eliminate like 80% of the bugs in this game. It's that crazy. This is all about server communication. I didn't talk about server meshing, but talk about it very quickly. They had... how can I talk about it quickly? What they wanted to do was to put servers together to alleviate the stress on the servers, you know? If you put an entire solar system on a server, that stresses the server out. It makes sense, right? So how do you alleviate that stress? You have a bunch of servers to help out. Makes sense, right? Their initial plan was to have 2 servers for Stanton and 2 servers for Pyro. So that kind of makes sense, right? Like, to go from one server to another server, to go from one side of Stanton, to another side of Stanton, 99.9% of the time, you're going to be quantum traveling, right? So it's easy to split this solar system in half, have one server here, one server here, and while you're quantum traveling, you just have the passover, right? One server hands over to another server, and it's like a seamless transition. If it takes 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute to hand over from one server to another, you wouldn't notice because you're in quantum travel. That's how I understood server meshing. What they showed at SitCon was like they didn't have 2 halves of a solar system. They had 3 rooms. They had 3 rooms. Each room was a different server. And they were driving around, going from server to server seamlessly. One guy was in one server, shooting into another server and causing damage on the other server to another buggy, and it blew up in real time, completely seamlessly. It's like so much more. The live demo was so much more sophisticated. I thought it was like science fiction. Like I never thought that it would be that refined. I never thought they would get there so quickly. So yeah, what's next? They could easily, from what I saw from the demo, they could easily split a solar system in 2, because they've split a tiny section into 3 and had 3 different servers running in the same time. But anyway, basically, SitCon was like, yeah, Squadron 42 is done. So everything we've built for Squadron 42, we're going to import to Star Citizen over the next 12 months, right? At the end of this year, hopefully we'll get a separation of the replication layer, but we're also going to get the customer creator thing. I know you don't care about creating your own characters, but that's coming, and a bunch of other like fluffier clouds and all this other stuff that they've made. So the next 12 months should be interesting, because they're basically remaking the front end and the back end. So it should be a fairly different game soon. What am I doing? Did I make contraband? I don't want to do that, do I? Evict illegal. There's 2 of them. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's try this. This is going to be a disaster. Actually, I should put a win on the board. I'm sure they are. Yeah, maybe remaking is a little bit hyperbolic. It's like a facelift, right? Like if they can separate the replication layer and get in a basic static server mesh, then that's like a new backend, and then import everything from Squadron 42, a new front end. So it's kind of like a facelift of the whole game. It's going to be pretty different, I think. A pretty different experience, because at the moment, the experience is fine. Like, I experience bugs, but it's still a pretty fun game. Did you see I played the finals, Ed? You barely play? I'm trying to combine my vulture with bunker missions. Yeah, I think that the next 12 months is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward. I never thought I would say this, but I'm actually looking forward to 3.22. 322. My verdict of the finals was, I think that I liked CSGO 2 more, to be honest. I loved blowing shit up though. Destructible environments were fucking cool, and I hope that they come to Star Citizen soon. I think that it'll be more interesting in Squadron 42. I have a feeling that most of the environments will not be destructible in Star Citizen. I think that outposts will be indestructible, for example. But some things will be destructible. But in Squadron 42, it's going to be much more engaging. The finals were just a little bit... it's all like... here's the battle pass and you unlock this skin and here's your new token currency thing, kind of nonsense shit that they were just like piling onto me. And I was just like, I just don't give a fuck, man. I just don't give a fuck about that shit. Alright, we got a cutter. Looks like we're gonna have to take out his shields, but looks like his back door is open. And maybe we can just land next to him. Disable his shields. And then salvage him. I'm being mean to the finals, by the way. Like, the finals was fun, but there were a lot of mechanics there, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna have to spend ages learning these mechanics, and I'm not gonna spend ages learning these mechanics, so that's the end of that. But it's a free demo. I got invited to the demo, so I played. It was fun. I probably won't play again. You want me to play Half Sword? Is it free? I'll play it if it's free. I believe that hurt. Oh. I'm assuming that's a reference to something. Alright. Let's get rid of everything. Ah, degeneration. That's a deep cut, Ed, these days. That's a deep cut. Not many people know about the degeneration. Alright, so we've got to do the salvaging before we do team hunt. I see. It's a good quote, though. You're a fool to yourself and a burden to others. Champagne comedy. Yeah, so we're going to do the salvaging first before we do the bunker. Because I said so. Oh, there's a fucking Aurora here too? I didn't even see that. I'm in the money. Look at this beautiful emerald paint. Maybe that will get me extra money. There's 3 of 10 hostiles remaining. With that green, looks like some kind of bug. Wow. It does look like a bug. Like literally, it looks like a bug. I don't know. How did I not see that Aurora? Look how fast the salvage works these days. It's amazing. Yep. Yeah, like I can imagine Cleopatra making a dress out of that kind of those kind of bugs. Is it not around? Okay. I can salvage it. Is it working? Oh, that's bugged. Unless I 30k'd. Alright, it's bugged. What about you? There's still... Yeah, I can salvage this guy, but I can't salvage the other one. Maybe it is in a wreck? Yeah, I mean if the shields are up. Yeah, the shields are up. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I've got 1 hostile remaining. I'm gonna like complete this mission without even having to lift a finger. I would like to loot, to see if I can loot. Josh, you've got it. That's it. That's it. Perfect. I'm making my own money. The problem, like, I think this is a great idea, and I think I'm a genius for doing this. But the problem with doing this is that once you got to salvage first because you only have limited time after you complete the mission. But once you do this, then you're sort of locked in a way. You could just fly off, I guess. But what you want to do is to salvage and do the missions. Have I landed well? Okay. That's fine, I think. To get the most amount of money and whatever loot is available. The problem with that is that you might die. And then if you die, then yeah, that's a pain in the ass. One person left. Yeah. I'm sure, like, I've heard that, what the fuck? Oh. What the hell is going on? What the hell happened to that guy? What is going on? Yeah. The markers aren't working properly, so that's great. Watch me shoot the wrong guy. Oh, target there. Where the hell is that? Oh. Lag. How is he up there? Oh, there.
Okay, that's not good.
That's it, right? Is this bugged? How is he there? Lucky finding rare stuff, looting gets you more money, but that's fairly rare. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find any good... Oh, bad guy. But that wasn't the guy. Interesting. Oh, I got him. All right. Well, there you go. Wow, this is really all over the shop, isn't it? But I think it's important to... the great thing about Star Citizen is that there is a live PTU. So there's a whole bunch of hype and a whole bunch of promises. And then there's the PTU. Reality. Kills hype. What are they doing? They're killing a forklift? All out of win. Alright, boys. GG, good job. That was that, I suppose. What a win. I don't know. You wouldn't bother salvaging? I mean, like, salvaging takes 2 seconds. Yeah. that forklift has done some shit, man. It's a badass forklift. I don't know, man. Like, there's almost always wrecks here. I don't. How long did that take really to salvage those wrecks? I think it sort of like took a minute or two. Go in, finish the bounty, take whatever loot you want, and then move on. I think it's kind of worth it. No? Am I crazy? How much salvaging? Well, you know, I gotta confess, I do like mining as well. I like it all. I do it all. I'm glad that that last mission didn't bug out. But I kind of wanted... I can't play for very long, unfortunately, because I have work in the morning. But I did want to just quickly talk about Squadron 42 and show Star Citizen gameplay in the same video. Because, you know... it's not great. Yeah, and mining is something they didn't really talk about at CitizenCon, which was, I thought, kind of interesting. Because I think mining is probably one of the most refined gameplay loops, and so it's like, I don't know. Do they think that that's it? They're just going to leave it there? Or... Hey, Fox! Large scale salvage. I'm down for it. I can't play long tonight, but I might be up for a big stream tomorrow night. They talked about the larger but not massive mining ship a bit. The one between the Mole and the Orion. Not the Odyssey. Is it the Odyssey? What is the one between the Mole and the Orion? I don't think it has a name yet. Oh, the Odyssey is not... No, the Odyssey is a refiner. Does it do refining? Like, I can't keep track of all these ships. Exploration ship. What's the refiner? What's the refinery ship? Endeavor. Refine fuels for itself. Had someone in my chat the other day who was hanging out for the refinery ship for Pyro. Expanse! That's what I was trying to think of. Starfarer will also be a refinery ship. Interesting. Endeavor, Expanse, they both begin with E.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
It's so hard to keep track of all these ships. Can you believe Asmongold didn't realize that you could transition from space to planet already in Star Citizen? A noob. Yeah, right. The galaxy seems like it has a lot of variance. Because didn't they say that Galaxy could build bases as well? Would there be a module for the Galaxy to build bases? It's my landing marker. Do I have to ask again?
That request has already been granted.
Okay, so where is it then? Let's try this one. Galaxy class can do anything. Galaxy's a modular ship. Alright, so yeah. As iCucumber mentioned, I can't play for long. Oh, I picked right. So, you know, you get the, where do you think I was trying to look before, where do you think the fuck, what it's called, elevator, the cargo elevator is going to be? Like, do you think the cargo elevator is going to be here? Here's like the medical bay stuff. Drone repair, I don't know what that even means. Hangar. There's nowhere else, right? I think this is where the hangar is going to be. The hangar elevators. It's about the right size, right? You think they're going to completely rework these? Because there's this section here. Fisk optimal fuel. There's this section here. Because this looks about the right size, but like, of course, there's this step here. You don't want any kind of step in the way of your hangar elevator. I assume that at the, like, I think this is a good size. It's about the right size. They're gonna have to clear all of this stuff out though. Like, all of this stuff has to go, and there can't be a big step there. Yeah, I you know, of course, drones were before my time, but I saw the animations for drones, and you know, I don't know. I kind of feel like they could do that now. Like, it's just an animation, but anyway. In the video, it was flat. It did not have any ramps, right? So it does have to be reworked at least, but you know, that window, that area is, I think that's big enough. Yeah, I don't care so much about drones, but cargo elevators, I'm definitely pumped for. The idea that I can put an ROC in my ship without having to fly a million miles away would be amazing. Let's store this guy. We're gonna try and sell whatever cargo, whatever recyclable material we've collected. I'm gonna die of hunger. I think it was more expansive in the video, yeah. It was like, how many SCU? It was like, there was quite a few SCU that it could hold. It seemed like a lot of tanks, a lot of vehicles. 900 SCU. Yeah. Like, that's quite big. That's quite a lot. I think it looked like it could hold multiple tanks. And the tanks aren't small. Right. So you think the personal hangars and the regular hangar... Okay, I guess that makes sense. That you would have a personal hangar and just like a regular hangar. I'm so jazzed for that. There was so many great things about that sitcon. It's like too difficult to talk about, but that was a big one. Being able to just like spawn your vehicles. That's huge. I know, right? And there's stuff from Squadron 42 that looks like it's going to be migrating over in the next 12 months, but things like base building and cargo elevators, we'll see. Yeah, I did my own streams, which was like kind of a disaster. I'm still watching 90% SC stuff. Yeah, I know, right? I've been watching a ton of React videos. I even made my own React video from my live stream that I did of the sitcon. It's been crazy watching like Asmongold and Dr. Disrespect react to Star Citizen content has been kind of wild. Yeah, see, like that's like 14, like that was almost the same as the cost of the mission, right? So like that's like doubling your money with the mission, and I don't think that the salvaging took that long. We were all talking about it and just having fun. I think it's better with other people giving their input on it helps. Yeah, because I can only watch one stream at a time. Hypium. Yeah, because especially because I don't know much about, well, I know a little bit about Star Citizen, but like there's a lot of history there and there's just too many ships and too many things and too many aspects, so that kind of context helps. One of the things that really made me excited was having a crosshair, so I can hip fire. Like, I jumped when I saw that. I was so happy. But yeah, I get it now. I get the hype for Squadron 42. I wasn't a Squadron 42 guy before, but I am now. Not everyone was happy about it. I was pretty happy. I think that, like, this is my third sitcon. I think this was easily the best. And it was the first time I really sort of was excited about Squadron 42. Well, yeah, I was always a big Wing Commander fan. But I like it because I play games like in the Crosstown. Yeah, I play PUBG, and so I like being able to hip fire. Like if an enemy pops up suddenly, it's like just hip firing. But I'm kind of guessing where the bullets go, so that crosshair is really, really valuable. I kind of cheered when it came up. Yeah, people complain about the scope creep, but I don't give a shit. Like, I the reason I backed was because of Star Citizen. I only backed 2 years ago, so I played the free fly and I was just like, yeah, this is cool. Because of the scope creep. I backed because of the scope creep, because this is like a wild project, and I'm in. I bought the cheapest package. I bought an Aurora. I'm not going to spend any more money, but I'm in. But you know, I like multiplayer games. I'm coming from PUBG, so like I was really pumped because of this interaction. Like Jumptown blew my brain. Like I really love that online interaction with other people. So I didn't give a shit about Squadron 42 until this sitcon. Well, yeah, I didn't know much about Chris Roberts beforehand, but it turns out that he made Strike Commander, which I used to play all the time. I played all the Wing Commanders up until Wing Commander 3. I had Wing Commander 3 on the 3DO, back when the 3DO was a thing. So I didn't realize it, but I grew up playing Chris Robert games. And so, yeah, this has been his life's work. And who can criticize that? Like, this is one man's life's work. Like, you can draw, you can see that the chain of development from 30, 40 years ago all the way until now. And he's finally being able to build the game he's always wanted to build. And it's like, and it happens to be the kind of games that I like. You know what I mean? The new inventory and star map have me excited. Me too. Did you see the ping? The ping, the mini map, and then they scaled out and it was like city side, planet side, solar system side. It was great. I loved it. Give it to me now. This new map is garbage. Finally, I'll be able to set markers on mining deposits and go back and find them if I need. Yeah. It's going to be great. I think all of that kind of stuff is going to come within the next 12 months. Things like, yeah, cargo elevators and base building, I'm not too sure about, but the UI and stuff is, that minimap tech with that ship merging it seamlessly, just amazing. Yeah, exactly what we did. And that interaction, the radio wheel, I talked about it before, but that was exactly what I was asking for. I don't want that list. You know, you go to click on someone, there's a list that you got to scroll down to try and find what you want. I want a radial menu that I can customize, and they gave it to me. I was so happy. Next week, who gets access to Pyro? Probably not me. It's a bit hard to trust the ETAs though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, they did say that the character customization will be coming in the next patch, hopefully at the end of this year. I'm hoping that the replication layer will be separated at the end of this year. Cloud tech improvements will come at the end of this year. So I think 2024 is going to be really, really interesting. I think it's going to be really, really good. I will not be picked. I don't know, man. I got picked to be in the beta of the finals. I didn't expect that. So we'll see all that stuff for IA, since that's when the next patch will be out. Are they gonna wipe my shit in the next patch? I just found a whole bunch of ships glitching in space and made millions of dollars. Are they gonna steal my money? It's easy for you guys. All I've got is an Aurora. If they wipe, I'm fucked. I doubt we'll get another wipe anytime soon. I hope not. My God, I'm screwed if they wipe. But yeah, I'll be able to. There'll be a free fly. Hopefully, my friends will join me for free flies. I hope. Yeah, there's no point to wipes. You know, who cares if people are exploiting? Who cares if people have millions of dollars? Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. People want to get like upset or, you know, dramatic about exploits. I just don't care, man. I just don't care. All of this is so temporary. It's all going to get wiped soon, so who cares? And they seem to occasionally wipe problematic players so far as yeah, so they can wipe individuals as well, right? So they don't need to wipe the whole community because people are like duping and stuff. They can just wipe individuals now. Exactly right. It's a great way to introduce the game. A new person starts playing, give them $1 million, and leaves a good feeling in their mouth. Anyway, I gotta go to work tomorrow morning, early in the morning. So I just wanted to just quickly talk about how I am now a convert to Squadron 42. Have a quick talk about the trailer and show some Star Citizen gameplay. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. And yeah, Fox, I'll be down for some gameplay tomorrow night. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you next time.